This rustic Italian loaf, a ciabatta bread, is very simple to make. There is no kneading and you don't need a fancy stand mixer to make it. And it tastes like it just was baked fresh at your favorite bakery. The high hydration in this bread result in a wonderful chewy center and tons of irregular holes. Let us start by adding 308 grams of water, which is at room temperature. Please make sure to use instant yeast in this recipe. Here I am adding half teaspoon of instant yeast. And now we shall add 29 grams of extra virgin olive oil. To this you may add 385 grams of all-purpose flour. On top of the flour you may add 7 grams of salt. As I had mentioned earlier, it is a no-knead recipe, hence you may use a rubber spatula to mix the ingredients together. And once all the ingredients are well combined, soon you will notice that the dough is quite wet and very sticky. That's okay, it is because a ciabatta bread dough contains more hydration when compared to most of the other bread dough. You may cover this and keep it somewhere warm for about 35 to 40 minutes. After about 35 to 40 minutes, we will open this. So now we are going to gently pull over the dough from each side. But as we know, the dough is quite sticky. So in order to handle the dough a little more easily, we are going to dip our fingers in some clean water, which is at room temperature, and start doing the process. So we're going to gently pull over the dough. We need to do this on all the 4 sides and make sure to dip your fingers before doing it on each side. So as I said before, it'll be much easier to deal with the dough. So when you're doing this in the first round, make sure to repeat it 2 times. Seeing this, you might feel as the dough is very sticky, it will be a little difficult for you to handle, but not to worry. It is very simple to do. You just need to try it for yourself. Just make sure to dip your fingers in water and it will be very easy for you to deal with the dough. And now for the second rising, let us cover it again and leave it somewhere warm for about 35 to 40 minutes. After about 35 to 40 minutes, you will notice that the dough has risen a little bit. Now we will repeat the process 1 round. So again, make sure to dip your fingers in water so that it will be easy for you to pull over the dough from each side gently this way. And after this, we will wrap it again, keep it again for rising in a warm spot for another 35 to 40 minutes. After the third rising, we will have to repeat the step again, just 1 more round, and cover it up and then leave it for another 35 to 40 minutes for the 4th rising. I have lined the tray with parchment paper this way. First, I've got 1 long parchment paper, and on top of that I've got 2 small parchment papers set this way. And so the 4th and the final rising before shaping is over. Now we shall generously sprinkle some flour on the top because we are going to transfer this on the work surface. And as we all know that the dough is quite sticky in nature, so we don't want it to get stuck onto the work surface. Let us generously sprinkle more flour on the top over here as well. At this point, we are going to gently spread it to form a rectangle shape, and make sure you don't knock off all the air that was formed from all the rising we did. So you have to be very gentle when dealing with the dough. Ciabatta in Italian means flattened oval form that resembles a well-worn slipper. That's why ciabatta bread is also called as a slipper bread. I have divided the dough into 4 portions and use more flour if needed. Just you need to shape them into slightly elongated rectangle shapes, and very carefully you need to place it over the parchment sheet. And while we're placing it on the parchment sheet, if you feel the shape is gone, it's okay. You just spread it out a little bit and shape it properly. Again, keeping in mind, do not be harsh with the dough. Make sure you don't knock off the air bubbles that was formed. So this way we will slowly pull up the parchment paper to form small walls in between the dough. So this way when we are going to keep it for the final rising and later for baking, when it rises, it will not lose its shape. And for the final rising, let us leave it covered at a warm spot again for another 35 to 40 minutes. Let us preheat the oven at 220 degrees Celsius, and after about 35 to 40 minutes of the final rising, it is ready to go into the oven, and we need to bake this at 220 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes. And as you can see, it is out of the oven. The delicious ciabatta bread is ready. It has got a wonderful crust. Just see how we have perfectly baked the ciabatta bread. You may slice it the way you want. It's got the perfect texture, the perfect chewiness, and because of the high level of hydration, you can see there are tons of irregular holes. If cut lengthwise, ciabatta bread makes a wonderful Italian style sandwich, or it can also be dipped into soups and sauces, or it can be easily ripped into pieces and dipped in simple olive oil and some good quality balsamic vinegar. I sincerely hope you liked today's recipe video. Please do try this recipe at home and do let me know your valuable feedbacks through the comment box below the video. If you like the recipe, please don't forget to hit the like button, and also please don't forget to click the share button so that you can share it among your friends and family members. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to click the red color subscribe button below the video. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in another wonderful recipe. Bye.